everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Making Mommy Move Show. So happy that you're here with us again. We got Larry on the show again, and we've got a pretty fiery episode to talk about because it gets me lit
heated,
up.
yeah.
I get heated, yeah. Like, pour some gasoline on it because it's going to explode. We've got a fun one about, I don't know the right word to describe it, but like the judgment, perhaps, of starting your own business, but also being in the 9-to-5 for 45 plus years of your life and questioning
someone else's gumption to start their own life.
Yeah, or like their daily routine, like that they're not hanging out with their kids or seeing them because they have a business, but you're also working 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Let's unpack that one, probably. Okay, so I had an interaction on Facebook because we just launched our new business. It's called Mama Media. For those that haven't seen it or heard it yet, we are a digital production company and a boutique, like one-on-one kind of experience kind of company. And what we do is we help other small business owners, mompreneurs, creatives tell their story by giving them more time to be able to do the things that they love, because we're handling all the content creation, production, and getting it out into the world so that you're able to grow your business, your brand, your life, and have more time to spend with your kids or your family, or just do the stuff in your business that you actually enjoy doing. Like, for me, floral design instead of content creation, which I actually spend a lot of time doing.
Yeah.
Hence, Mama Media. But in the process of, this is our 5th business that we've launched in the last 18 months. And people are questioning the fact that we have 2 girls and a marriage, and how are you managing all of these businesses and still
keeping everything going as far as relationship and with each other and our kids and our families. And
but not just like a question, it's like casting their judgments, like, don't forget that your kids are going to grow up really quickly. It's like, and we know that. This is why we're working our asses off right now, so that we can have the next, like, if it takes us 3 more years to get to where we are, Lila will be 5, and we'll have another 13 years before she's 18 to make incredible memories, like lasting memories that she'll be able to actually remember, hold on to for the rest of her life, know how much she's loved and how hard her parents worked to provide the life that she'll have.
And that's not to say that we neglect her now, because
we don't. Yeah, we really don't. Every morning she climbs into bed with us and we snuggle, and then she goes to school, and she does far better at school than she would home with me. Because she's learning new things every day. She's able to come home with new language that is seriously incredible. Her vocabulary expands by the day.
She loves going to daycare. Like, even like tonight, we were sitting at the dinner table and she was going, Mia, which is one of her friends at school, and like asking to see her friends even though she was home. So we know that she likes it there. The teachers say that she's like the ringleader of those kids. So God bless them for taking care of them. But, you know,
they always smile, like they run into their, like, we know that they're in good hands.
Exactly.
And with all of that in mind, we still have the time, like the quality time with them at home, when we have dinner, when we have bath time, when we read books before bed, when we go to the park, when we go for ice cream dates. Like, we make sure that we have quality time, because if we were with them 24/7, let me tell you, it would not be quality time.
Yeah, we'd probably have 2 less kids than we have now, because
we'd be in jail. Yeah, I can't imagine. So,
because I know anyone that has a 2-year-old knows that, like, sometimes you just want to, but you can't because they're kids.
So with all that being said, the judgment that you're casting on somebody else by just assuming that they're working around the clock and not having the time with their kids, you have no idea what they're doing. You have no idea the routines that they have. You have no idea anything.
Exactly.
And let me tell you, it's probably no different than whatever your schedule is. Even when you're working that 9-to-5 or that 7-to-5, or if you have an hour-and-a-half commute each way, you've probably got less time with your kids than I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Heated.
Anyway.
I know. Hot. So, all that being said, in this episode, I wanted to give you some tips and some ideas about ways to actually, like, learn from those kinds of experiences. And
it's not to yell at a camera.
No, it's not. but it gets the point across pretty well. When you're inspired by somebody, are you asking questions to try to better yourself? So if you're stuck in the 9 to 5 or the 7 to 5, or you have an hour commute each way and you're gone 12 hours a day, are you asking the questions from the entrepreneur that are like, how did you get started? What are you doing right now to manage your life and your business, the work-life balance? How are you managing to stay up to date on social media? We just had that question today from somebody inquiring about one of our businesses. They're like, how do you have such a good social media presence? It's like, we've got tools in place, we've got systems in place, we've got people to help us. Like,
exactly.
Ultimately, like, running businesses comes down to trying to systemize everything, because the more efficient the process is, the better everything's going to be. If you have people in place to help you, if you have the tools in place, there's so many apps and systems out there right now.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be where you had to be a one-man show to do everything. You can delegate almost everything to the point where you don't have a whole lot to do. But it looks like you're busy as hell with the amount of stuff you put out.
Yeah, I mean, we are busy as hell.
Well, yeah, because we have our
but we have help.
So many hands.
We have so much help. Like, not as much help as you think, but a lot of help to the point that I don't need to be doing the editing for this video right now. Like, I don't need to be editing the audio for the podcast. I don't need to be posting the social media for this every day. It's like, there's things in place that, like, all of the busy work that you are probably doing in your business, you can systematize.
And then delegate to someone else.
Yes, and it saves time, like, especially if you have let's say your hourly rate is $150 an hour. Are you making $150 an hour posting social media? Because you're going to get sucked into social media and you're not going to actually be posting. You're going to scroll on TikTok for an hour and a half and then you're going to be like, shit, I should have been doing this instead. You're able to outsource that. Somebody else is able to do it for a less hourly rate and you're able to focus on growing your business. I think that's mic drop.
Something in the same breath as that is people that act differently towards you when you start going on your own path. And that's... Yes, there you go. So it's not the judgment, but it's just the way that the temperature of the room changes.
Yeah.
When you are becoming a different version of yourself in a better way, and someone else can't come to grips with that, and they treat you differently, and they cloak it as special treatment from your employer, or that they get the shit end of the stick because of whatever. They cast a negative light on your own growth because they don't have any of their own. Yeah, that comes back, I think, to some of the limiting belief conversations we've had. But that's a good one right there. Yeah. You've been feeling that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. I've been feeling that a lot too. We've been talking about recently, like, we want more friends. We want more... to put it lightly. We want more friends, like, but in an equal energy kind of friendship. Like, people with similar goals, with similar aspirations, with similar kind of, like, family dynamics. So that we're able to relate to one another, inspire each other, ideally build everybody. Like, we want somebody a little bit further ahead of us, like, as far as, like, the financial standpoint, and potentially, like, status, like, as far as, like, maybe, like, being published, or, like, whatever being in the room with, like, some other people that we want to be in the room with. Like, be able to make some introductions for us, like Chris and Lori Harder. So put that right there. I know. Just gonna squeeze that in. We want more friends. But that also ties into friends that you have now that really don't support you, and that they're not. That's big. Yeah. I heard this in a podcast recently. It was Chris and Lori Harder's podcast, and they were talking about, like, the premise was, like, leaving people behind, like, not dragging people with you when you're moving forward. Yes. And they mean literally dragging. So if people aren't, like, continually showing up, you have to ask them to show up. You have to really make a lot of effort to keep the relationship alive. That really shouldn't be. They should be on board with whatever ideas that you have. They should be supporting it in every way, shape, and form, and, like, excited for you guys. And if they're not, then they're probably not. And also, they have to realize that, and if they know you well enough to know that you are putting in an extreme amount of effort for the businesses that you're building or whatever your path might be, and that if you're not always present, that it's because you're busy and you're tired and you're trying to create something better. And if they don't reach out, they don't check on you every so often, because, you know, you might be a little too busy to check on them first. Maybe they're not one that's supposed to be coming along with you. And if that so happens to be everybody that you know, then... it's a lonely journey, but that's why we were looking for more friends. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heavy one.
Yeah, that stings a little.
That does. That does sting. I hope that you guys aren't experiencing that, but if you are, give us a call.
Look for friends. Our DMs are open.
Yeah.
It's definitely best to try and ignore as much as you can of the naysayers. And I know I've said that before, that the people that are casting doubt, even if it's not in a direct way, just in the way they treat you or the way that they might act around you, just ignore it and keep doing your thing and keep growing. Because trying to adjust your life to accommodate someone else's feelings and someone else's view on you that they already have set,
you're never going to change it.
Yeah.
They already have that opinion. They're not going to change their opinion by anything different that you do. This is a heavy episode.
Yeah. The way I see it is like when I get dressed in the morning, I'm not trying to impress anybody. So if anybody says, "Why are you wearing Crocs?" It's like, because I wanted to. I didn't get dressed to make you feel good this morning. That's the way that I see it.
I need to get better at that. I still am a people pleaser. That's actually the podcast I recorded earlier this morning was about people pleasing because it's a problem that I have.
Yeah. I'm the total opposite. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anyone else's opinion of me is invalid.
It's getting better. Like, I'm starting to ignore, like, the feelings of the people-pleasing inside of me, and I'm starting to just do it anyway, even though I still, like, feel like that way. Especially on, you know, like, Instagram and Facebook and stuff. Like, everybody's like, you have so much confidence, and it's like, I really don't, but I'm just pretending like I do. I'm acting as if, because if I act as if, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna become a pattern, and I'm gonna feel that way more often, and it's just gonna be my new thing. Yeah. So, here I am.
And you'd be surprised how common that is for a lot of people you see on YouTube podcasts and social media. Is you hear it a lot that they don't just wake up and sweat confidence. Like it's an acquired skill to be confident. I'm not. You're not. But here we are, sit behind our cannon.
Yeah. Yeah. And not even, like, all dolled up, like...
Yeah.
That would probably make me feel more confident if I did, but it's literally, like, 10 o'clock at night. This is the only time that we had to sit together to record some podcasts together, because...
After we spent a full evening with our children.
Yeah, gotta circle back to that. This is when we have the time to do it. So here we are. I've got my hair in a ponytail, and I look ridiculous. And we're just doing it anyway. So we want to leave you with that. Just do the fucking thing. Just do it anyway.
Yep.
Ignore whoever is trying to cast their limiting beliefs, their doubts, their pressure, their judgments on you, because you know what you're doing. You know the goals that you're working toward. You know why you're doing them. You know everything. They know absolutely nothing. And you're going to do great.
Yeah, so when you get up in the morning, put on your Crocs and wear them proudly.
I'm going to leave you with that. Have a happy day, everybody. See you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you.